Hey, I'm gonna come in and tell him that I'm
All right, we live now. Hey. Welcome back to season 2 of the Corner Store. I know we've been gone for a couple of months, but now we're back with new material, and we're back during the height of the election season. And on the show tonight with me, we have Roderick King, and as well as Mr. the Teacher of the Year. I'm still gonna call you that, brother. Edmund Richardson. What's happening, my guys? What's happening?
man.
What's
Let's
going
get
on?
into it. Edmund, you got to pull me back off them house bills you was talking about. I understand House Bill 2. That one that's the number 2 that you was talking about with the tax. You about the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
The tax court. You all right?
Yeah.
I understand that. All right. But the exemption with when we're talking about the house, homeowners, and then number 3, when we're talking about raising it from 6,500 to 20,000, those look mighty delicious to me. So talk to me.
I mean, for people who own a lot of properties, of course that would be they're the people that wrote the bill. And you look at the Gold Dome, all those people around there, they're very wealthy, and this bill will be a boon for them. But the one that we have to be very careful about, that I think, is House Bill 1022. What people don't understand, it looks good on the outset, but what it does, it passes the burden on to homeowners that home values are much less than the ones at the top end. So let's take a county like where I live, DeKalb County. Homeowners in South DeKalb County, taxes may go up while the homeowners in North DeKalb may go down. But there are a lot of things that go into why their property taxes while their home values are more expensive. Home values are more, what word am I looking for here? More valuable, and while their tax rates are higher. But at the same time, this would be basically a shifting of the tax burden to the more middle class families and those more lucrative homes in the northern part of the county. And we've seen this done before, where Republicans at the Gold Dome, when I used to be in government in DeKalb County, they passed a law specifically for our county where they did something similar to this, where they froze property assessments on homes. But guess what? We had to raise taxes anyway. And guess who suffered? It was everyday working people, because we had to generate more tax dollars in order to cover the needs of the citizens of the county. And so we have to be very careful when we see these types of policies come forward, because we got to see who's going to benefit. And oftentimes under the Gold Dome, most of those people are well-to-do, and they're looking for ways that they can save money and shift the burden on others. And that's just my, opinion when it comes to especially House Bill 1022. Now, hold
on for a second. So 1022, for a humble homeowner like myself, the house is worth about 400,000. So I'm nearly not in the $1 million range or the high $800,000 range that I think you're talking about, those houses in Alpharetta. Now, where do I fall in that? You anticipate that my taxes go up, down, stay the same? What do you think I fall in that?
It depends on your tax, your county's tax digest, right? So anything, I would say here where I live, actually, I bought a house in a up and coming neighborhood that's being gentrified, to be quite honest, where on the street you had a house that was sold for $800,000. You have anywhere from $400,000 to $800,000 in the neighborhood where I move. But then some other neighborhoods may be $200,000, $300,000. And so if you go further up into some of those richer neighborhoods, you may find home at $1 million or $2, $3, $4 million. And so what happens is their taxes will go down. Our taxes most likely will go up, because that they're shifting the tax burden. So if they take, it's like a what we call those things at the park, when one go up, one go down, you got to balance that thing. So you got to recoup that money some kind of way, right? If you lower the tax on those $1 million homes, where are you going to generate the other money from?
Gotcha. Now, I understand House Bill 598. That's pretty clear. They want to remove the power from us and be able to assign their own folks. But 808, House Resolution 808, you're gonna have to talk to me, brother, on that
one. Let's see.
That's the 6,500 to 20,000 on the exemption.
Well, I mean, to me, it depends on your perspective, right? Mm-hmm. If in your situation, if you have a lot of personal property that that is worth a lot, and you can you pay taxes on it, of course, that's going to benefit you. There's no way around it, right? But when you get those exemptions, who going to cover the cost of all those exemptions you get? So it depends on your perspective, and I had this conversation with my cousin the other day, and some people feel like she feel, and I from our conversation before we came live is that I believe you may be in that same camp. I think things like this is beneficial, and we can't just continue to cater to the least of us and forego us trying to accumulate wealth and take advantage of these types of exemptions. So I guess it depends on where you come from.
Understand. That's understandable. I think that's something that I was alluding to when I was talking to Shannon earlier about that. I was like, look, bro, it's my turn. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Remember I told you, back early in the shows, the one thing that is missing right now is the Black middle class family. We absorb the burden of a lot of these taxes, and we don't get the benefits of pretty much nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you can't even claim property taxes no more. So that hurts us a little bit. While we do live a little bit, it's rough staying there.
But see, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Whose fault is that we can't claim property taxes on our taxes anymore?
I already told him.
That was a part of Trump's tax bill. Yeah, see, a lot of people say that's why I laugh when people say when Trump was in office, I had more money in my pocket. I'm gonna be quite honest. As a head of household with dependents, my tax refund or tax adjustment went down. Like I didn't get as much money back. I didn't get any.
Mine did as well.
I'm not even gonna tell y'all. If I told y'all how much I paid in taxes, man, y'all probably start laughing.
I'm pretty sure. I just heard somebody told me today they had to pay. They said because of Trump, the reorganization of the tax code, they had to pay like $20,000 in taxes.
I sold my house in 21. I paid about $24,000 in taxes. Yeah. After that, I average between $8,000 and $10,000 a year paying back.
Yeah.
And so this is with zero. This is with me not claiming nobody during the year, pretty much married with zero. So they taking out the highest taxes on me every year, and I still short $8,000. And then guess what? They send me a check because I didn't pay them during the year. They send me another bill for $150 for a penalty fee.
And I will submit to you, the only people that truly benefited from the Trump tax era are business owners for the most part that makes a lot of money, and people that don't make money at all, who are freeloaders. I'll call them freeloaders. I'm sorry. People who were benefiting from PPP loans, people who were benefiting from unemployment. They were double dipping in unemployment and all those things. Yes, money was flowing. You had people going on vacations, getting $100,000, $50,000 PPP loans. Yeah, that seemed like, money was flowing, but that is the reason why we had inflation as well, because it was too much money circulating. But see, people don't want to have these adult conversations. They just want to say, "Oh, I had money," but you don't understand the intricacies of the decisions that were made that created the environment for you to get all that money, and then he neglected his responsibilities as president because we shouldn't even been there where we were, where people were dying, and we needed a stimulus like we needed.
Yeah, and to me, like I go to a lot of panels and lives, and they talk about what's your reason for voting against Trump or voting for Kamala? To me, it comes down to crisis management. And I wanted to get your feedback on it, Evan, on like, what is your biggest sticking point other than, okay, we're voting against Trump, of course, but what are you voting for?
It was never a thing of voting against Trump for me, as you all know, and y'all can't call me a hypocrite. I've been supporting Kamala Harris for years, right? I supported her in 2020 against Joe Biden because of policy. I supported her. I've been a proponent of her since 2006 when she came on the scene as a DA because she was doing some very creative things around police reform, around recidivism by creating a program for folk who committed crimes to, not only just put them in a cycle where they will reoffend, but to provide them job training, education training, and things of that nature in order to become productive citizens after they got entangled with the law. And it became a model for the nation. And it was called Back on Track, which many conservatives and even some liberals in the party called it the Hug a Thug program. That's what it was. It was nicknamed by some of her opponents, but it became a model of the nation. And I was like, who is this young woman doing these innovative things? And that's when I became a fan of hers. And then two, when I look at her policies when she ran the first time around, I loved her. I know Roger and I may disagree a little bit with this. Her delivery. Her income program to help families on the margin, and they actually put it in the Inflation Reduction, but the first stimulus bill when Biden came to office, where they gave tax rebates to working families that met a certain threshold, where you got $500 a month if you wanted to, or you could have waited on the back end and claimed it on your taxes. That initiative alone reduced childhood poverty by 50%. And that was something that she ran on. Also, her education policy and the things that she wanted to do around education by using the power of the federal government to pay teachers more. I think at the bare minimum, $10,000 more than what they were making at the time when she ran in 2020. And then even what she's proposing now, the opportunity economy of helping small businesses, because oftentimes people think when we talk about Black people, we only care about criminal justice reform or voting rights, which are very important. But we have Black people that want to start businesses, Black people who want to get ahead, and her proposal provides the environment for access to capital for you to start your own small business, for people to be able to afford a home by providing $25,000 grants for people to buy homes. One of the things that a guy, Congressman Donald, said one time was that, that policy is bad because home sellers will raise their price by $25,000. I said, that's not smart, because why would they do that? Because the home values are just like when you go in the store, it's already set, right?
Exactly.
And everybody's not going to benefit from the $25,000 down payment assistance. So that's like thinking that everybody can get down payment assistance. Everybody can't. You have to be a first-time home buyer. So when I got ready to buy my house that I just bought, the house price was the house price. So I would have been able to use that $25,000 to help me purchase this home. And so that alone, and just her disposition when it comes to the military, when it comes to elderly care, and how she understands the plight of people taking care of aging parents, things of that nature, I support based upon policy. I just had a whole debate today with somebody from Glennville who put up a post that I thought was incendiary, where they just made a blanket statement about abortion. And that's what irks me about people who don't read, who don't understand policy, but just listen to dogma from Fox News and then say things and say, you support abortion, so you support tearing a baby apart. It's not that simple. And for you to water it down to that, it says a lot about you.
Yeah, I started to invite her to the show, but I knew she wouldn't accept the invitation.
Who was it? Who are we talking
Ivy.
I don't know who that is.
Ivy.
Yes.
They what's Ivy? What's Ivy's last name? They lived over there behind the Dairy Queen.
We were talking about white girl.
They're white, like I think they're mixed
with
Filipino and white or something like
I
that.
think I remember her, little short girl.
Yeah, that's her. That's her.
Yeah, I think
Today she got online and she made the statement, and I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up because I had time today. She made the statement. She said, "I'm so embarrassed to be a part of a generation that laughs when a baby is ripped limb from limb in the womb, yet cries when someone calls them the wrong pronoun." See, that's just like throwing, just a grenade in the room with no explanation. No one and I responded. I said, it's unfortunate when people make blanket statements like this. Most people believe that a decision like that should be left between a woman and her God. And just because that don't mean that personally that I could be pro-life and still want to leave that decision between a woman and her. So because we got to be careful when we start getting into this thing of abortion, who are we to start calling balls and strikes? What if this is a situation where this woman is about to die? Who's gonna make that decision? Are you gonna make your daughter have a baby if she was raped?
Nah, it's easy to comment when you and then don't personally
until it hit the phone
when it hit home. Me personally, I would have voted for Big Jeffrey before I voted for Trump. So, so I'm gonna be honest with you. Trump never had my vote. You know what I'm saying? I prefer other candidates. I preferred certain candidates. But my candidate is here, and she's got 110% support for me. I haven't voted yet, but I am. You know what I'm saying? I will be at that, that poll, and I will be pulling the trigger for Kamala Harris. So, with that being said, also we still have an issue, and every point that you brought out, I didn't relate to none of them. Mm-hmm. I think that $25,000 is nice, but I don't benefit from it because I got the VA loan. You know what I'm saying? All right, good for family members.
But that's policy though, Roderick. That's policy, right?
It is, but it's not for me. What I'm telling you is that I think we are having a tendency with the Democratic Party right now is we're having more of a tendency to reach. We're reaching. Everybody needs help, but they're reaching at the bottom of the ladder first. And I at times I think that's not fair to those that at least try to climb up on their own. I hope I didn't offend nobody with that, because circumstances make you probably get at the bottom of the ladder. And I got family members, and I call, include myself. But we need to start rewarding people that came from bad homes, went to school, got good grades, moved up, you know what I'm saying? And right now we're forgotten people. That's just my opinion.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, even like the VA stuff you brought up, that's going to be a continuation from what was passed under Biden. Like some of the stuff
Obama too. That new GI bill was passed under Obama that gave all these new benefits that people are taking advantage of.
Yeah, I was speaking more to the PAC Act.
Oh yeah, that too.
That was passed under Biden and championed under, and she's going to continue have it as a continuation.
We've always had. I bought my first house in 2000.
Right, but as far as expanding the benefits and being able to be seen, and I know you might have had a easy streamline, but vets as a whole have.
I don't say easy streamline. I went burnt up in 200-degree weather, in Kuwait while motherfuckers were chilling in Miami or in Savannah at Orange Crush. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, not that part. I'm saying like the administrative part of it. Like when I hear the PAC guy, I hear them making it easier for vets to get seen and get their percentages that they're well deserved for.
Yeah, now like that I'm very grateful, because that system was needed. You know what I'm saying? And that's my primary care provider. Even though I do have insurance, my primary care provider is the VA, and it's streamlined. And I got lucky because as I retired, folks that were in place, President Obama, even going into the Trump administration, the emphasis was on that, and they corrected most of those actions.
Gotcha. So can I ask you a question, Roderick? So do you feel as a middle class individual that a Kamala Harris proposal to cut taxes for working people, lower?
Oh, that's gonna be I agree. What I'm telling you is, I agree. What I'm telling you is that for every one thing that I get, is 6 things going a different way that don't benefit me. Mm-hmm. I also see that the Republicans want to do the same thing. I'm not talking about a Trump Republican. I'm talking about a Reagan Republican. Also, I would benefit from that end. Now, what I know is my family won't benefit from that. So I'm in a position where I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying?
See, I think even in policy wise, like many of us, especially on this video right now, are doing pretty decent in life. And so oftentimes we can take the selfish route, or we can take the route to help build an economy that provides opportunity for our family members and friends and people we know who may not be where we are to come to where we are. And that's what it's all about. And so
for how long?
Huh? But I'm saying because everybody's not going to be there. Everybody,
as long as it takes. All right. So you saying that I'm wrong for saying, hey, it's my time now, when I've been paying taxes since '93.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I think it's not a either or. It's a both and.
That's how I look at it as well.
It's like, I support what your position that you're in, but I also support helping the least of these as well.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. What I'm telling you is that I think that our parties sometimes lean towards,
But honestly, how much of that has come to fruition? Because there's always been a barrier. I look at what people want to do for us and who vote against what others want to do for us. That hasn't happened to where it's been 90% of the agenda is passed through, because there's either been a switch at the halfway point, and now everything gets blocked instead of having it for you.
I'm going to ask you a true question.
Okay.
Rate and grade the Georgia governor.
The Georgia what?
Governor. Oh, I just had this conversation today. I'm a realist. Honestly, Kemp has done a fantastic job on the governing side. But where I, have issues with him is that, you're governing because you're in a purple state and you probably have aspirations to run for Senate, but you're still placating to a crowd that is detrimental to me as a person. When you still cozy up to a wannabe dictator, a person who doesn't respect this country, who caused the insurrection, who has 34 felony convictions, and you support this person regardless, that says a lot to me. But as far as governing, I feel like he has done a good job governing from the middle, but he's passed some things that are detrimental that I think are problematic for women, because it's 6-week ban and some of the other things. But overall, his demeanor, his tenor as governor hasn't been as extreme as I thought it could have been. So I'll give kudos, and I'm a realist when it comes to this type of stuff. I'm be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, from the outside looking in, dang, we lost Roger. It seemed like he's done a good job from the outside looking in, because, like you say, he could be a whole lot more extreme.
Yeah,
whole lot more. Dang, what happened to Roger? Well, while we're waiting on Roger to come back, if you're just tuning in, share the live, hit the hearts. I see we got Big Calvin Mack in the building, Michael Harrison in the building. We have a few people on YouTube as well. I've posted the call-in link, so if you have any questions or anything you want to opine on, feel free to click the link. We'll bring your audio up just like you're having a call, and then we'll see what we can do as far as expressing our opinion on whatever you ask us. Going on to the next subject, Edmund, this is something I kind of picked up on what you put in the group chat earlier today, the mental health and breaking down the stigma of mental health in the Black community. How can we continue to enforce the importance of mental health?
Man, we got to make it okay to have those mental health breaks and encourage people to take care of themselves, because that's one of the things I've been hard on myself about lately, is trying to really take time for myself as a father, engage with my kids on a daily basis and doing things. Sometimes we put ourselves on the back burner and not really focus on our mental health and other things that we're dealing with. A lot of us like suffer in silence, especially Black men, because we never like to talk to anybody about anything. And one of the things that, I enjoy is that I have a group of friends, and even, through what we do in our back channels, just to be able to talk to somebody. And so you're not alone in this thing called life. And so I think it's very important for us to take mental health seriously as Black men, for sure. And take those days, take a mental health day, go to therapy, man. A lot of us, we deal with so much, and we harbor so much, and we haven't, in our community, it's been a stigma. You soft if you cry, you soft if you talk to somebody and things like that. We need to get rid of that stuff and really deal with that mental health situation in our community.
Yeah, and I concur with all of that. Me, I'm a big health buff, to where mental health as well as your wellness and physical activity, it all goes together, because if you're not able to take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of others? Yeah. And it starts with the mental. The body will go where the mind takes it. And Roger, you often talk about the importance of mental health and being able to have someone to confer in or talk to. And you kind of use our group chat as group therapy. How important is that to you? And is maybe someone else is going through what you've gone through,
man? So let me tell you, man. As I got older, I started to read up on mental health, and I got diagnosed with anxiety. Didn't know much about it. Thought there was, wasn't nothing to it. But what I learned was that I had to be in a controlled environment. I've always had to be win. I had to win at everything: classroom, appearances. Kids had to be, and this ain't nothing that I was like pushing my kids or pushing myself. It was just something that was normal. And I was having bad anxiety, like it wasn't, I would go out and coach and win a game. I wasn't happy, because guess what I knew I had to do again? I had to win again, so it was this thing that was building up for me on years, and it made me start isolating myself. When I got with you guys on this podcast, I was able to express some of the things that that I probably wouldn't express to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It was times where I would sit in this room for days by myself, and reflecting on some of the bad decisions that I made, where I was at in life. It was always never enough. And as I go back, this wasn't nothing new. I remember not watching NFL football because, when I graduated high school, because I felt like a failure because I didn't go to college. It was things like that kept building, anxiety building. And at the time when I was younger, I would drink and go party, get my mind off of it. But as you older, you quit using alcohol as much. You don't go out as much. And guess what? That mind get to running. So I had to work on my mental health. You know what I'm saying? My anger issues. I would fight on the dime. You know what I'm saying? I felt disrespected. All this was mental health things that, I didn't understand. And like I said, as I'm getting older, I realized that it was nothing wrong with going over there and telling my son, I love you. Mm-hmm. I felt weird telling my son, I love you. My daughter would come up there and hug me, and I felt weird. You know what I'm saying? And that was all based off of mental health, things that probably should have got treated when I was younger. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That I never, you can't show no weakness. You brought up don't show no weakness. And if you Robbie Kane's son, you definitely better not show no weakness, and you better not cry. You know what I'm saying? So these are a lot of things that I harbored. And it took a 40, I think at the time when I started really taking my mental health serious was 47, and now I'm 50. But now I can sit down and talk to you. I call Shannon all the time, and me and him discuss from the kids, to my relationship, to just money-wise, friendship stuff. I talk to Al, you know what I'm saying? These I reach out to, I got a guy at work that I talk to. And I feel better. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not healed. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I learned that this mental health is not just for crazy people. It's normal people like me and you. And we probably have been, had issues and never got treated, never talked about it. My family know I'm finicky. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn how to deal with all that stuff, man. And just, everybody say, man, you're a great father. But I'm going to be honest with you. Emotionally, I can count on my hands how many times I went to my kids and grabbed them and said, I love you. Now, what I do now in the last 3 years, every time we get off the phone, I love you. Every time my daughter come in the house, my grandbaby come in the house, I play with them, I get physical with them, I touch them, I grab them, I love you. These are things that I wouldn't have done back in the day.
Yeah. And it's a part of that generation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's a part of that flaws of the generation we were brought up through.
But see, what I think that is too is a lot of trauma we experience, and our parents pass that down to us. Because I remember going to college. The first time I ever got a hug from my mama was when they dropped me off and was leaving me to at Morris Brown College. That was the first time my mom said I love you and hugged me. We carry that baggage with us. And early on, even in my relationships, I didn't show. I felt love was shown through providing, through doing what I'm doing, just being there and stuff, because we didn't know how to show that because it wasn't shown to us. And so, Roderick, I know you're doing it now. I did that from day one. I love my kids, kiss on them and love them, let them know that I love you, because I don't want you to ever walk out in this world and think that you're in this thing by yourself.
Now, my kids would my kids would differ with me. They would say, "No, Daddy, you love me all the time," because I've always given them more than enough. Yeah. The Jordans, the spending money, driving to camps. You know what I'm saying? Giving them birthday. What I'm talking about is that emotional support, sitting down, saying, "Hey, I love you." You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I've always, had that, "Hey, I'm here for you." But I had a hard time using those words. Yeah. I had a hard time showing it physically with the hug, embrace. Me too. But if you go and talk to my kids, they're going to tell you, nah, man, my daddy did everything possible in his world. My daughters will tell you right now. Kiki them tell you right now. You know what I'm saying? But ask them how many times he told you I love you. Yeah. They're going to get stumped.
And man, that's so deep. And to be transparent about my story, bro, mental health is serious, because I went through a depression just hanging around y'all. Y'all would have never known it. I think 9th or 10th grade, bro. I had decided I didn't want to live no more, bro.
Damn. Yeah.
Because everything around me was going chaos, parents getting into it and back and forth. And as a child, I couldn't understand why y'all fussing, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's my fault. And I just took it like that. So it took my grandmother talking to me and just confiding in her to level set life itself, that nothing is ever your fault. It's just a part of being life. People are going to do what they want to do. And for that, like you say, you never heard your dad say, I love you. I never heard him say, I love you in 40 something years. He always said, I tell everybody I love y'all, but to this day, he never says, I love you. But what makes me feel good about it, growing up, we didn't talk about credit, bills, anything like that. It was all sports based. hey, go to school, get your schoolwork. Now we talk about everything but sports. So to see his transition go through, and then another transparent moment in my life is I lost 2 kids in college to SIDS, and they were like back to back. So I'm trying to figure out why that happened to me. Everything happens for a reason. So ever since college, I've always had a liking to kids. Tell everybody I love them. Even with y'all, always like, hey, I love y'all boys, whatever. And then to my son, since day one, like you, Edmund, hey, I love you. My daughter, hey, I love you. Even coworkers, we sometimes agree, hey, I love you. So mental health
I'm not there yet.
mental health is definitely something that's really, really serious. So don't take it lightly. Like I said, I'm a big into health stuff, but it all starts with your mind, because your body goes where your mind takes it.
Yes.
So if you have any stories out there in the chat, drop them in there on us. If you want to come up and talk on the show, I dropped the link in the chat. So feel free to join us. And that's kind of a deep part of the show, but it's a discussion that has to happen, because we all go through things that we don't know about, or a few may only know about. So
yeah, that's
where I'm at on that.
You know, when you the head of household, man, you know, you sometimes you don't want to show weakness. You know, you want to, even in adversity, you know, you don't want to show weakness. You want to be calm. You want to be collective, you know, and that's how I was kind of raised. You know, you want to be the level head guy, even though you may need some help. You know, I don't like, you know, going to funerals, but I had to learn how to go, because it was people, friends that I needed to go to. You know, it took all I had to go to Larry's funeral. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't do things like that, you know. So you know, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I haven't got there yet, you know, telling my bros that I love them, telling you know,
Yeah, I love you, man. You can't say you love me back, bro. Yeah,
I ain't there yet.
bro.
You know me good.
Just don't be talking about the shower, dog. Don't talk about me about the shower when we was in school back in the day.
Nah, man, you know how it is. I got love for y'all, man, but y'all got to keep work. You got to work with me now. I am Slick Kane, you know what I'm saying?
You came a long way. Even on this show, you've come a long way, bro. Thanks to Edmund, you've come a long way.
I think y'all just misunderstand me, man.
But you've always been like the grumpy uncle, grandpa since we've been young, though, bro. You've always been that mature side, because you was in the cafe at 10, hanging with the old folks.
But nah, this is a good conversation, man. And brothers don't have this conversation often.
Yeah. Nah. And then I often hear people say, "Were you better off 4 years ago?" And my question is, were you better off mentally 4 years ago? No. I stopped talking to friends who were on the other side when it came to politics, and they said COVID was fake. I mean, people I was like this with helped start businesses with them and all. And my aunt and cousin died in the same day. Within 30 minutes of that conversation, I haven't talked to him since. And this is somebody I was super cool with.
You know what I'm learning though, man, and through the conversation today on Facebook, there's a lot of loud idiots out here, man. Yes, I just feel that a lot of people, it's okay, like Roderick, we disagree on different things, but we can have a conversation about it. It's one thing to disagree with somebody, but we all dealing with the same facts. You know what I'm saying? And we just look at it from a different perspective. These people are really ignorant, and they out here screaming from the rafters where they are totally right, but you don't know, it's not grounded or based in anything. And that's what irks me about some of these people. Like if I was to go in depth and ask them about like abortion, you out here saying something that your pastor done said from the pulpit, you out here quoting white evangelical Christians, and I can take you through a history to show you even the abortion issue is a race issue. Before white replacement theory, abortion was never an issue. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, they don't even understand that. And we out here having conversations. And that's why I tell people, Facebook is a general setting. But, we still got people out here arguing that got IEPs and 504s. And we arguing with people.
Yeah, man. 20 years ago, I got a post that I put back almost 20 years ago when I said Facebook, the people that talk the most on Facebook are the ones that didn't say shit when we was in school.
Or didn't know nothing.
You go back and look and see who posts the most, who is the philosopher, who posting pictures. Them jokers was nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I think Edmund I know I posted it. They were the same ones who got their papers upside down.
Exactly.
Now they philosophers
but that note, see me out the class.
I kid y'all, and I made this post. PE teachers are the reason why we're in this situation.
I remember that. Yeah.
Hey, Waters taught me government.
Right.
And
so it baffles me, man, to see how ignorant some of the people and what they say, and they be so loud and wrong though. That's the thing. Like, it's one thing to have a different perspective based in fact, and my thing is, if you hate Kamala, why you hate? You don't even know this woman. You can say I disagree with her policy here, but you calling her an antichrist and all. But while you calling her the antichrist, this man over here grabbing women by the you know what, cheating, having sex with porn stars, and all, but it can't even quote the scriptures correctly. Talking about 2 Corinthians and stuff. But he's a Christian, but she's not. And she's saying she grew up in the Bible. I'm gonna tell you, she sat right beside my sister at church, and that's what they were laughing about. If you see one of my pictures, she's laughing with my sister in the picture, and what she said there when she leaned over to her, she said, "Oh, you know about the church," because she had how in the black church, if you got a skirt on, you got a handkerchief that go over your knee, so you can't see under your skirt. And she was like, I was raised in the Baptist church. I know. I brought my handkerchief just in case.
Yeah, I was going in Sunday because I've been attending there virtually. So yeah, that was big. Big. All right, moving on, man. To a little
about y'all Baptists then, but I'm gonna leave y'all alone tonight.
There you go. First AB, you're on alert.
Oh Lord.
All right, man. Moving on to some more light-hearted topics, man. Black Tech Green Money segment. If you had $1 million, we're gonna take this back. Do y'all remember the movie Brewster's Million?
Yeah.
You had $1 million to spend in 30 days, but the $1 million couldn't generate new revenue for you or compile. What would you spend it on?
Parties.
Party
and traveling. I burned through that.
Yeah.
So we
you can't buy property, so you can't buy nothing of value that would gain value.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Throw a couple parties. You can't gain value, right? You say it can't.
It's trips all around the world. I'm going everywhere.
We're gonna take the corner store around the world. G5.
Yep. And travel, man. If that don't burn it, bro, I'm telling you. And it can't generate money, right? That's the rule, right?
And you got to spend it in 30 days, and then we'll throw something. You'll get 10 million after that. If you
every day I'm in a different country, and I'm staying at the best hotels, eat the best food, doing everything I want to do.
Yeah. You just can't buy no jewelry. Certain cars you can't buy. So
I can rent them though.
Yeah, that's true. So if you're in the chat, if you had $1 million to spend in 30 days and you couldn't buy anything that would accrue value, what would you spend it on? All right, to a more realistic scenario, and this could happen for us next year. If you had $50,000 to start a business, say let's take it to Glennville. We're gonna start a business in Glennville. What would we start using that $50,000?
So as I was planning this party, I noticed that a hole in Glennville. Glennville does not have a place to hold events or funerals. You know what I'm saying? They have removed most of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go to the middle school no more to have funerals, stuff like that. So a big event center, maybe a community center that can turn into an event center, gym. You can host some AAU tournaments, stuff like that. I think I to try to look into something like that, where it has a ballroom on one side, open gym, where you can have a speaker come in and, a big event center. I think that would be a good investment for Glennville.
I think I will open up like a catch air with like go-karts and things like that, a fun facility for kids and even adults. It's this place here in Atlanta that I would love, where you can go play adult style big games like Connect Four and all this. I'll put something like that there where families can go spend the day.
I like that too. I mean, if I were to do entertainment side, I would say something like a lower level Dave and Buster.
Yes.
It has accumulation of different games that's for adults and kids. But for the educational side of it, I would do like an incubator where a shared workspace that taught entrepreneurs. Got a lot of kids around there trying to be rappers. Come in, bring engineers in and have all of that stuff.
Don't get me started on that. I tried to bring that to Glennville. That was part of a proposal I presented through the organization to try to buy the school and convince the city to buy the school. And one of the things that you could have done, you could have got CDBG funds, which the city already receives, but they use it to repair roads and sewers and sidewalks. But you can actually, what we did here in DeKalb, we take some of that money and we fund our business incubators where people can go to the incubator and start their business there and grow. And it incubates you, and then you graduate out, and they take you through the entire process, and that's federal funding. And people don't know that, and that's the reason why when I bought them this idea, they was like, "But we never used it for that because you never try to use it for anything else. You're using the federal government to subsidize things you should be paying for with your own local taxes, and you should be using CDBG funds to develop your community, but we're not." We're using it to supplement our budget, and that's the reason why we stuck where we are. We pay with here in DeKalb. We use CDBG funds to build senior centers, and I'm talking about senior centers are like community centers. They are top notch. Recreation centers, and so those are the types of things you can use those funds for. But Glennville don't know what to do, how to do this, or they get rejected from the politicians in power because they don't truly understand how to really use that money to uplift their community.
Yeah, and why do you say senior centers like here? Assisted living facilities are huge.
Yeah,
like they're all over the place. There, does Glennville have anything like that?
Nope.
Wow.
Because we don't think outside the box. See, Glennville, if it doesn't benefit them, and I'm being quite honest, those white people, then it's not going to happen. I had the city manager at the time when I was bringing some of these ideas up. She pretty much said, "We don't need that. My kid's okay." I said, "Well, your kid may be okay, but you don't know." I'm saying to myself, "You don't know what your kid can be doing at the home when they have all this idle time." And see, that's the problem. That's the reason why we don't have a community center now. But let it say that those white kids parents were clamoring for something for their kids to do during the summer and things like that. You'd have had something done.
Right. So next year, get prepared. I've been telling a lot of people, I think she's going to win. And if her policies come to pass, don't wait for the opportunity to be here to take advantage of it. Let's get prepared now to take advantage of it, especially if you have entrepreneurial ambitions and initiatives you want to get done. Go ahead and start doing the legwork on it now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Not to the talking dirty after dark. I'm sure all the kids are in the bed now. But this is something I put in the chat earlier this week. We had some funny replies, and I see Slick got it. Is that Club Shay Shay you sipping on, bro? Is that Le Portier?
Nah, that's still sealed up.
Yeah, I got to get a bottle of it. But ladies, listen up quick, and we're gonna need you to interact with this one. But which is worse? Someone who goes for 2 minutes and helps you get past your climax, or someone who goes for 30 minutes and you don't reach a climax? Which is worse? So if you're in the chat, we want to hear. I know we kind of joked about it in the chat. What say you, Slick? What do you think is worse? Oh, what is best for you?
I don't know, man. You know, I'm versatile, bro. You know, if 2 minutes are requested, you can get that. If 30 minutes requested, you can get that.
I give you 30 minutes to get to 30 minutes.
I'm versatile, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been blessed a little bit, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had to get some pre-workout in first.
Oh, I'm 50 now, bro. You know, you can't just pop up on me now. You know what I'm saying? Can't just pop up on me, bro. I got the you got to warm that Cadillac up.
Yeah, man. You gotta lift the garage door up.
It's funny. I asked some of my coworkers today when I was looking at the chat, and I was actually on my planning, and there was a few women in there, and we were talking about that, and they was like, "We don't want all that long time. we want it quick and over."
Yeah, hey, race to the nut.
Hey,
yeah, I think Luke said the same thing.
That's funny, man. You know, that's funny right there, though.
What?
You know, how things change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, man, you used to do all kind of stuff to kind of prolong that thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, now it's like business arrangements. Hurry up. Let's go. We got to go to work.
Hey, the game about to come on.
Yeah.
Movie about to start.
You even schedule around it. Like, nah, the Lakers come on at 8, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh man. We got one more. Growing up, and we're all married or have significant others, so this is more of the transparent part of the show where we're talking dirty after dark. Where was the weirdest place you did the nasty?
I ain't putting no girl business out there, man.
Nah, we ain't dropping no names, no names.
I don't know. In Glennville, you know, when you ain't got no money, no vehicle, you find a lot of good places, you know. The park, the woods. I don't know. I if I really had to go in it, man, place, it had to be park bathroom.
Park bathroom. Man, bathroom used to be nasty, bro. You ain't care.
Nah, man, you know how that is, bro. That's the last thing I was
hotel.
Yeah, man. I think the weirdest place for me, well, it was in a house.
Oh shit.
But it was under a pile of clothes. Because her mom was home and I was in college, she wasn't supposed to have no visitors.
You remember in Glennville? Evan, I don't think you went to Glennville High School.
I did.
All right. You remember Glennville High School? They had them wooden, I don't know if they were like photo booths or whatever. You remember them? They were like them wooden rooms, like TPs or something that were out in the back of the school.
Oh, yeah.
I seen them because when we go to the game, you used to see them back there. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, boy, that's good. That's a good area.
Man, that was during school?
Nah, this was right after school.
Oh. she missed the bus that day, huh?
Hey Roger, it wasn't the wash machine?
Oh no, that's Luke. That was Luke.
I already know about that one.
That was Luke. I don't think that was possible during that time frame. I'm still amazed Luke and Kelly got that done.
Oh my God, he name dropping, hey.
Yeah, the joke would be, hey, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, you're tuning into the Corner Store Podcast, where guys from Glennville who grew up together let you in on our group chat. Some of the topics we discuss on the show, we talk about all week long. So we wanted to invite you in to our discussions to let you know what we're thinking. So hopefully it's been edutaining, where it's a little bit of education and entertainment at the same time. So, man, if you're out there, you're not ashamed of putting it. Where's the craziest place you did the birds and the bees, or the nasty, or the hunching, as we used to call it? But we just covered the talking dirty after dark segment. So now we're on you, Slick. Hopefully you got one for us. what were they thinking person this week?
I've been thinking about that, man, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I couldn't come up with nothing that didn't deal with politics. So, what was you thinking? Is that dumb ex mayor from New York, Giuliani? He goes in there, and they taking his property. He got 7 days to turn in his property, man. So he put out official, I don't know, written a statement about how he was disappointed that his last 1960 Mercedes was his only way around, and he got to turn that in, on Friday, and they took his Florida. What did that apartment? What they call those apartments? Condo.
Condominiums.
Yeah, they took his Florida condo, and it's funny how rich people think. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna feel sorry for him because he went out there and stepped out, told all these lies, got sued, and now he's crying about being broke. You know what I'm saying? And then he's got the audacity to come out there and put an official statement on it for us to feel sorry for. So I don't know what he was thinking. Like, we were gonna have sympathy for him. But when rich people fall and now they poor, they want to cry about it to
That's
poor
that
people.
Privilege, bro.
Yeah, my thing is, I have no sympathy for him, how he did those black women, had them scared for their lives, and had people coming to their doors. So now you want us to feel sympathy for you when you almost cost these women their life?
And he put an official statement in there. Shut up, turn your stuff over, go to court. But no, you want to come out there and try to get. And then he said it's politics. You know what I'm saying? Politics got him convicted. And they're taking his stuff from him, and he's down to the last items. You know what I'm saying? He followed his boy. These people.
He followed his boy down the rabbit hole, and if his boy was his boy would have gave him some money to pay off his expenses.
No, Donald Trump still got to pay off some money. He ain't got over that yet.
Oh, he using his campaign coffers. That's why he can't even afford really to run his campaign like he needs to, because he's using that to pay for his lawyers and all the other stuff.
Yeah, he still ain't off the hook yet. He's still gonna have to pay that money. They just gave him a break on it.
Definitely. Let's go to the chat line. I think we have one comment to come in from YouTube. Let's see what we have. Okay. Rock Dinkins says, I agree with everything you guys are saying about mental health. However, I also feel like we use those words too loosely.
I do agree. Sometimes people have a tendency to use mental health as an excuse. For example, if you got some kind of crisis in your life and it causes you to do a certain action, use drugs, etc., be what they call it when you sleep around, or you steal, promiscuous, and you steal, or you got a drinking problem. Sometimes that may be the cause of the initial action. But as things improve and things get better, and you still choose to live that way, you can't use mental health as an excuse.
Yeah, I agree. You can't take bad decisions and then blame that on mental health. You just made a bad decision.
Especially when you're when you do it time and time again, you can't just say, "Hey, man, that's just my mental health,"
Yeah. So speaking of that, man, what do y'all think about Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell?
Man, I think it's attention grabber, man. Them boys got paid.
The grift is real. One of the things that I've learned in being in politics for many, many years is that people know what will get them money and attention. And I feel those guys know that they're seeking attention, and they got what they wanted. And those guys they don't know nothing about politics, but you're out here supporting Donald Trump. No, you supporting Donald Trump because you hit rock bottom, and so now you see the grift, where you can make some money from doing something like this. And so I don't pay them any mind or any attention. And Le'Veon Bell wearing a shirt that says Trump or the Tramp. That's very.
He got 7 kids from 7 different women.
Right.
So, yeah, and something else I read earlier. Go back to the $1 million scenario. Would y'all do this? Elon Musk is giving away $1 million to registered voters a day until the election.
He's about to go to jail.
Yeah, he is. But if you happen to be at the location, they call your name.
I'm gonna take it.
How you gonna take it?
I'm gonna take it.
He can't tell who you voted for, so
I'm gonna take it.
And Emma, can you make this PSA announcement to tell people to not be taking selfies? I know in Florida it's against the law, but I don't know
you
how
can't
it is
take
in
it.
Georgia.
You can't take a selfie of your ballot or while you're in the booth. You can't do that. That's illegal. That's against the law.
Because I've seen people posting that already, so
you can't do that. They tell when I went and voted on Saturday, pretty much they tell you to take put your cell phones away or leave it at the front.
Gotcha. But back to Elon Musk. If you're in the chat and you happen to be at a function he's at, and your name is called for $1 million, he wants you to register to vote. Of course, you know who he wants you to register for. Are you taking that $1 million?
Gotta get it, bro.
I'm taking it as well and voting for. Well, I've already voted, but I act like I haven't voted.
Oh, I'm taking it with my Kamala stick on.
Man, I'll put on a MAGA hat and go and still go vote for Kamala.
You can't wear the MAGA
I
hat.
can't go that far.
Can't be at 150. Hey, and also another, man, make sure you don't, you dress normal. Don't put any political Kamala Harris shirts on because they're not letting you vote.
And you're gonna turn it inside out.
Yeah. So
all right. Last question for you guys. I've been proposing this to a few other friends. So the election is over at the November 5th, and everybody showed their card, showed their hand, showed their lack of integrity, lack of credibility. Are they ever allowed to come back into your good graces? Do you grant them any mercy to come to the cookout?
No,
nah, man. That been gone back in Obama days, bro. I'm one of them people. I got long memory, man, and I don't. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue with a fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna convince you. You know what I'm saying? I just think there's some dead minds out there, and you can't help them. And I also think there's some people that are racist and don't even know they racist.
Yep.
So
subconscious.
I've been cutting them folks loose, man. Like I said, back in Obama, I'm a name call. So, I had a teacher, man, that I felt like helped me through a rough part of my life when my mom, I don't know what she is now, but you know how I feel about her, hot dog, and I'm telling you, me and this lady had a special relationship. Like I said, she brought me through. I was in first grade when my mom died. She also was my teacher in high school, so I had her twice, and I lost so much respect for this lady during the Obama period. There's nothing she can do to come back from that. Her son, Rob, the same thing.
Bro, do you remember when he first came back to Glennville at the high school, how them boys was like bullying him, and he had to hang around us, we had to protect him?
Yep, mentally retarded. That's how I look at him. And he tried to claim that he's this pastor. And come on, bro. I know you. You know what I'm saying? And you far from it, from the actions that you did running behind your mom. And I'm not gonna put all their business out there, but y'all far from this Christian family that y'all say y'all. So
yeah, and the same person you talking about, I was so close to her, bro. She had me in her will.
Yeah,
that close to her. But I'm sure I'm way out of it now. So
I learned a lot. We knew, but Obama and then this era of Trump just further solidified those people's ideology for us. And my thing is, it's okay to be a Republican or a Democrat or
nothing wrong with it.
But and I got Republican friends, and the Republican friends I have, they're not voting for Trump, and so I respect them even more because it's bigger than them. It's bigger than just the party. They love their country over their party, but they still stand firm on their policy positions. They're conservatives, which I support, and they can do that. But supporting Trump, to me, you're supporting a racist, and you're condoning his racist behavior. That means you don't care what he says to me. You don't care how he treats me and people that look like me, and you're going to still support that. I can't support that. I can't support you, and I don't want to be connected to you because you're racist.
Yeah,
exactly. To me, it's never been about Republicans and Democrats. It's not. It's never been that way because y'all know I'm kind of in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and I respect a lot of people, and I got uncles that are gonna vote Republican. I got some that I think gonna vote for Trump. It don't mean I don't love them no less, but they lose a little bit of respect from me. You know what I'm saying, on certain things. That's all that I'm saying.
And I tell people all the time, they say, well, you know, black people vote for Trump. I said, well, there are a whole lot of slaves that support the slave master, too. How you think Nat Turner got uncovered? How you think all those insurrections got uncovered? Because they had house Negroes that went and told and supported them even while they was in slavery. So don't give me that, you know, black people supporting Trump.
I can tell you this. You may not like what I said tonight. You may not like that I'm voting for Kamala. You can talk to me, speak to me. Kamala. She don't get the
we don't care. As long as he votes. Hey, Shannon. He votes.
You get the right oval, dog. Get the right oval.
Mark. Yeah, she's going to get that check mark by her name. That's all I know. What I'm telling you this is that they can get mad. You can fall out. I don't care. I've been living without you for 30, 40 years. I can live without you another. So I don't care.
To me, it's hard to separate your personal beliefs from the politics because they are intertwined in your day-to-day functions, your thought process, all of that, your critical thinking. So if you think that way enough to go along with him and the white supremacy groups, that means you think that much less of me as a friend or a family member. So you definitely lose credibility when it comes to me on that. So.
Because I wonder what these people think when they really know the true color and ethnicity of Jesus, because he don't look like them as they have him in this church, as they have him in their churches.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all have checked out Bad Faith yet.
I watched that one, and it's another one that you need to watch too. But Bad Faith, those guys have done a good job of talking about the white evangelicals. What it is these are the same people, and they can get offended if they want to. These are the same people that during Jim Crow worshipped on Sundays, put on sheets at night, and rode horses into communities and terrorized black communities. There's no different. That's the reason why I said to somebody a little while ago too. I said, if you look at white evangelicals now it was this guy that was trying to come down hard on black preachers for inviting Kamala to our churches and stuff and trying to chastise us. But I was like, whenever has the white church and white evangelicals been on the right side of history? Answer that. When has the white church been on the right side of history? It was the white church that perpetrated slavery and sanctioned slavery and used the Bible to say that slavery was true. It was the white church and the white evangelicals that sanctioned and condoned Jim Crow. And hung folks, and they were members of the KKK. It was the white church who abandoned black people and did not support the civil rights movement. That's the reason why Dr. King's letter from Birmingham jail called them out. How can you say you're a Christian and you can't join us in this fight to help us liberate these people, and you call yourself Christian?
Man, yeah, we definitely got to get Kamala in, Roger, because if Trump get in, he gonna defund Edmund talking like that.
There ain't gonna be a teacher.
That's what I'm saying. So these same white folk today talking about they're Christian and they this, but you still hate black people and you still worship in your church where you have these racist views towards black people, but you say you love Jesus. That's why the Bible says, "How can you say you love me and you don't even love your brother that you see every day?" Man,
they try to have a vertical relationship with Christ, but not a horizontal relationship with their neighbors and brothers, people they see every day. Again, I mean, it's 2024. What is the most segregated day of the week?
Sunday. And they know it, but you love Jesus and all this other stuff, and you'll go out and help missions in Africa and adopt African kids, but still hate black people right here in America.
Yeah. And that's not all white people. We have
I
some
ain't saying all white
out
people.
there.
There are some good white people out there, but there are a lot of ignorant folks. The ones that are loud on Facebook have the same views. Like, how you gonna say you sit here Christian, but you sit here cussing this woman out, calling her a whore, and saying she slept her way to the top, but you're a Christian? Come on now.
The one that gets me the most, and it irks me, and a guy went to Savannah State with, he's on that side. He's like, who started the KKK? The Democrats started the KKK. I'm like, man, I don't care who started it. Who do they support today? And back then, it was white versus black. It wasn't no Republican versus.
See what they don't understand. See, this is why education is key, man. And I know we're about to wrap this up. See, what people don't understand, okay? There was a switcheroo, okay? So, yes, the Republican Party was created to eradicate slavery. When Abraham Lincoln was elected in 1860, a lot of the white southern states got mad that he was going to end slavery, but it was a culmination of events. But when he got elected, they seceded, started with South Carolina, seceded from the Union. These folks left, okay? And so the Republican Party, black people identified with the Republican Party for the most part for the next 100 years. There was a monumental event that happened here in DeKalb County, where I sit right now on this podcast, and where and Tatnall County it became connected. Dr. King was arrested here in DeKalb County for a broken tail light by a DeKalb County judge that lost his seat eventually, and sent to Reedsville State Prison, where we all grew up in our county seat in Tatnall County. A famous call was made by John F. Kennedy. It was actually a proposition sent out to both candidates, Richard Nixon and John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy decided to make the call. After he made the call, Daddy King and all the many civil rights leaders stood up and endorsed Kennedy for president. That started the avalanche. Now, the transition from the Republican Party to the Democrat Party started a little bit during the Great Depression because of FDR and all the policies he implemented to end the Great Depression. But it culminated in 1960 with that call that was made to get Dr. King released from Reedsville State Prison. That's when you started seeing Democrats. And then the last straw that broke the camel's back was President Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Johnson passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. When he passed those pieces of legislation, he basically stated, and you can research this and look at it, he said, I just wrote off the South for a generation, because those Dixiecrats, those same Ku Klux Klan members that were Democrats, left the Democratic Party and became Republicans, and many Republicans became Democrats, and that's the party we have today. If you don't believe me, go look at the Republican platform pre-1960 and look at the Democratic platform today. They're similar.
Well, I'm about to put in a petition and make you the next legal eagle.
Hey, they're gonna put him on suspension on Monday. We're gonna be on suspension on Monday, bro. I mean, principal needs to
leave a note on his classroom door. Come to the office, sir.
You gonna have the extended shit.
Hey, he might come for me. Hey, Shannon, if you get late, he might come for me. I may be out of a job.
Sure, he gonna disconnect my internet. All that stuff I've been putting out there.
Man, you see how many times I done dropped tonight? I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. But man, this has been a great talk, great show. We had some people to come on. A lot of people will catch the replay. I know Wednesday night is a big Bible study night, so people may catch it afterwards. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in to the Corner Store Podcast, where we let you in on our group chat, our discussions. Last thing, man, my favorite time of the year. Every sport, major sport, is in action right now. You got the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, MLB World Series,
college basketball,
college basketball. Like, it doesn't get any better than this from a sports fan. Who do y'all like in the NFL?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I think Baltimore is that team to beat, but I don't know. Now Kansas City saying they're gonna be knocking at the door. They just got that trade.
They got D-Hop today.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, college. We're gonna rapid fire real quick. College, does Deion and the Colorado Buffs make it to the 12-man playoffs?
I don't think they make it to the 12-man playoffs, but
they're gonna get a bowl.
They will get a bowl game. I think they'll win about 6 or 7 games this year.
And I know y'all probably don't keep up with baseball, but
I do.
Yankees.
That was my
Dodgers.
favorite sport, man. It's just been
Dodgers.
Okay, and Yankees tough right now too, though.
Yeah, but that one boy is probably the best baseball player I've seen.
What's his name? Ohtani.
Oh yeah, he the best in history, bro.
Yeah,
Best in
he's the best
history.
I've seen, bro.
Yeah. And then last one, thoughts on history being made last night with LeBron James and Bronny taking the court at the same time.
I think he's hurting his son.
How you say that?
I just don't believe in it. You know, Bronny's going, it looks all cute and all that for Bron, but Bronny's going to bear the witness of this wrath that's going to come for him. You know, guys work hard to get in the NBA, and they feel like Bronny got jumped because of his daddy, and them kids going to come at him. You know what I'm saying? They going to come at him. They going to prove that he don't belong there. And I think he hurt that man. He should have let that man earn it, and he would have made it there. But
so from a cultural standpoint, what do you think it does for the culture?
None. Zero for.
I mean, I can't hate on the man. If I was in a position like that, I would have done it. And so,
bro, nepotism. Why? That's my thing. Is why is nepotism accepted on the other side, but when it comes to us, we hurt our. I'm
not really on that nepotism. Nepotism never works in sports. Not from the player's perspective. We've never seen it, and I don't like it that I saw it. Dwayne Wade could have did that with his son, but his son is earning it. He went through the G League. He went overseas, and now he just got signed. So people gonna have respect for Dwayne Wade's son more than Bronny, you know. And,
I can see that, but in the grand scheme of things, sports is entertainment.
Yeah, but it's also you also got some guys that put their blood, sweat, and tears in there. And
yeah, but they daddy wasn't LeBron. They daddy should. I look at it. Their daddy should have been better.
Kids have always skipped the line, but he skipped the line. Like that joker wasn't even in the building, and they walked him. They walked him around, and you know what I'm saying. Just because your daddy played, you already starting off maybe no later than 10th in the line, but Bronny started off like they flew him in on a private jet and took him directly to the front of the line, and
I can see both sides of it. I just don't have a problem with it. So
yeah, you make a great point, Roderick. I just hey, they've been doing it forever.
Hey, man, you talk about the Jones, boy. I think the name janitors kin to them, man. Everybody there with Jerry Jones.
And even look at the Mannings. I mean, they were good. They're good now, but come on now.
Yeah, and Roger, that Trump Wi-Fi got you stuck, Roger. I
froze
about to screenshot this look right here.
Trump that sent his people to freeze his Wi-Fi.
I need to do a screenshot of this shot right here and use it as a meme.
He froze.
He super froze. Yeah, but man, thank you guys for tuning in once again. I know some people came on late. But we're gonna try to do this every other week. We had some cast members who had schedule conflicts, but we have some more insightful brothers who bring different perspective, different insight as well.
It's gonna be interesting. That next podcast is going to be a Wednesday after the election. The day after the election.
Ooh. Hey, barbecue or mildew? Are we gonna barbecue all month of January? So what we gonna do, Evan?
Hey man, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it is. All right. Until next time, stay tuned for more from the Corner Store. Thank y'all. Good night.